Hello and welcome to the second in this series of looking at the tactics against Sea of Blood, and that's with me, Rebecca Gillard, and joined as always by Richard Walker.
Hello.
Hello. So in the last video that we did then, we had a little look at how we could counter Greyjoy Sea of Blood using Baratheon Summer. We sort of made a deck and had a look at Barra to see what cards in Barra would be able to let us counter the difficult points in a Sea of Blood deck. And we had 3 games of the Barra deck, didn't we? Mm-hmm. And the Barra managed to win every time against the Sea of Blood. I don't know if that's just my bad playing, which is entirely feasible, but Richard was able to beat me in all 3 of those games. So in this video then, we have the Greyjoy Sea of Blood again, and apologies if my play is bad. And this time we've got a Martell House of the Red Door deck actually, which was sent in by Martin Lewis, who runs the Iron Throne group on Facebook. He does quite a few Iron Throne tournaments and things, so you might have heard of him before. So he very kindly sent in this deck saying that it's a possible counter to Sea of Blood, so we thought we'd try it out. So, Richard, you're the one playing this deck. Can you just talk us through your setup?
Yeah, so Red Door is Starfall. Allow Martell to take an icon of choice. And so you can only have 4 gold for setup. So there's 2 Istvan there, 2 Desert Raider. They don't do anything at the moment, but when they're in the dead pile, you can react when you lose a challenge to bring them into play, remove an intrigue or power icon from a character, and they gain that icon, and you have to give that character a power. So I've also got a Rose Road as well, so that's not a bad setup for Red Door. 3 cards.
It seems good. So some might argue that the Desert Raiders could be slightly counterproductive even, because they come out the dead pile and they're not taking military icons. They're taking intrigue or power, and then they're actually giving the Sea of Blood deck a power icon. So can you explain to me how those are actually beneficial to this deck?
Not a power icon, a power.
Yeah, sorry, a power. My apologies. So if you're giving the Sea of Blood player power and you're not actually stealing the military icons, what's good about these? Why are these good?
They're really obnoxious. They you can trigger them anytime you lose a challenge. And if Martell have a lot of control to keep the board small, and they have a lot of ways to take away icons. So eventually you can get to a point where your opponent don't have many icons left to take. And giving them the power isn't that bad if you have a way to keep the board small and remove characters. Mm-hmm. So the Martell decks, they have a lot of tools to control the opponent. So this is why we did the Sea of Blood discussion with Baratheon and now with Martell, because there are 2 houses which have good cards for controlling the opponent. The Baratheon generally control the opponent through their attachments and their kneel, whereas Martell, they use icon tripping. And
tricks.
Yeah.
So one thing that you can do with these Desert Raiders is when you use them to, well, if you're against the Sea of Blood deck, if the Sea of Blood deck is working, you're going to be losing characters off the board. So those Desert Raiders are going to be in the dead pile. But they're bodies that you can keep recurring. They can keep coming back out, and dead pile, out, dead pile.
Infinite military claim soak, which is
exactly
annoying.
And not only are they infinite military claim soak, they're claim soak that is actually going to do something when it comes back into play. So what you can do with stuff like this is, let's say the Sea of Blood deck wins their military challenge. As a reaction, these Desert Raiders can come back into play. If you've got any like Southern Messengers, stuff like that, you know, these Desert Raiders can steal some of your icons off the opponent, and then you've got the opportunity to use Southern Messengers to start getting those single icon characters off the board. So you can use them with the Southern Messengers in Martell to be really annoying and just keep the Sea of Blood deck board small. We say this, however, if you look on the Greyjoy side, Managing to marshal a Euron there, I've managed to get the Silence, which has let me put out the Eager Deckhand. I've actually got all 3 on the board.
Yeah.
So, talking of obnoxious cards, Eager Deckhand is one of them. So what's this you're putting on Euron here?
Secret Pact. Only goes on a non-Martell character. Attached character gains renown, and the attached character cannot participate as the attacker in challenges against you. So basically, Euron is not allowed to attack me.
Which, again, seems really, really good against Sea of Blood decks, where they're going to be wanting to attack with big military strength. You wait for them to marshal that big military strength, and then you just think, sorry, mate, you're not attacking with military.
Yeah, so that card is one reason why Desert Raider is important, because Euron cannot attack me, right? But he can defend. Now, he got renown when he defends because of the attachment, which isn't ideal. So if I can recur Desert Raider out of the dead pile when I lose a challenge to take Euron Intrigue or Power Icon, then he can't defend either. So he may gain a power, but if I get through an unopposed power challenge for it, I'm up.
Yeah.
Okay. So
and also,
you give a little to receive a little bit.
And the good thing about putting it on someone like Euron is, you know, in this kind of deck, you're going to be seeing a lot of warships. You're going to be seeing like Main's Bane and stuff like that. So Euron's going to be really happy to be attacking. You know, with Silence out, he can restand. With Main's Bane, he could be restanding. And the fact now that he can't attack and can't get those, you know, restands on the attacking side of things, it's a big tempo hit for the Greyjoy player here. But, you know, any Sea of Blood deck that's got a big character that likes doing those, you know, multiple attacks and things, it's really good. So if you've got something like Robb Stark, for example, you know, he's great because he can restand so many times, and yes, you can use him for lots of different challenges. But if he can't attack, you know, that's a 5-strength body that you're stopping from being used in multiple challenges, basically.
Sure. As it stands, you cannot get the Sea of Blood trigger off, but you do have 4 strength of military standing. You do have Silence, in which you could cheat in some form of boat, but yeah, I can't see what you could do to win it if I wanted to defend the win by 5.
So quite honestly at this point, I don't really want to do anything. So I've passed challenges, because if I attack, all that's going to happen is you'll kill the bastard daughter, and then I lose a card, so you get your intrigue claim.
So yeah, so the Bastard Daughter is another card which discourages the opponent's Sea of Blood deck.
Yeah.
The Sea of Blood means, obviously, your opponent wants to attack in the military challenge and win it by 5. You can punish them for that by depleting their hand.
Okay, so 7 Messenger there coming in and sending one of those deck hands back to hand.
Yep. That enables Istvan to win the challenge 2-2. And it also gives me, you know, another character on the board. Can't win a challenge against Euron, but, you know, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you've gained a character and I've lost 2. So it seems like you're definitely winning that. However, I've decided that that's not fair. I want mine back. So I'm just putting out the boat there to let me, basically, because next turn it would give me an extra gold, which seems good. And also get a character back on the board again, because my hand is only reserve of 5. I want to make sure I'm not too far over reserve, and that lets me get a couple of characters back onto the board. So, well, a character and a boat.
I think we already mentioned before about how good Forced March is against Sea of Blood.
Yeah.
It's also a plot that Sea of Blood decks can use. So you see another example of me using Forced March.
I think you know, either Sea of Blood decks or like counter Sea of Blood decks, Forced March is just really good. So I'll just show you the hand there. So I had a Put to the Torch, We Do Not Sow, Victarion, and Carl the Maid. So the We Do Not Sow was kind of bit bittersweet in this game, in that I really want to like get through an unopposed military so I can use my Weed and Not So, but that's the challenge, that I'm not going to be able to get through unopposed, most likely, and then I can't use it in the intrigue and powers, so it's a bit bit depressing having that in hand, knowing I'm probably not getting it off.
So you've got your 4th march on here, and you've got plenty of military icons. I have 3, but I play Wildfire solely to kill the Bastard Daughter and deplete your hand of 4 down to 3.
Yeah.
I feel like putting pressure on your hand is good, especially when I have in my hand a Viper's Eyes.
Ah, okay.
So if you attack me, you're going to be down to even fewer cards, and all I have to do then really is control your board a little bit, and your options are limited.
Did you see my body sink then?
Yeah, Victorian was a good pull, I think.
It was a very good pull.
You were going to marshal him, right?
I was going to marshal him, yes. I figured if I can't use Euron, Victorian is a 7 strength beatstick who can go as many times as I have boats on the board.
He is beaty and sticky.
Sorry, I'm just thinking about the last video with, what was he called him? Big Dick Vic.
Don't you like playing with Big Dick Vic?
Oh dear. Sorry guys, having a slightly filthy mind moment there.
Immature moment. Oh, we should also comment on our apology.
Oh yes, go on.
For saying, you know, the Sweeneys are cheaters. The Sweeneys are cheaters, but not Chris Sweeney or Caitlin Woods.
We've got other friends called the Sweeneys, and we didn't twig until after the video, and Chris was like, what?
Yeah, sorry, Chris.
Sorry, guys, we didn't mean you. That's rather unfortunate.
Oh, you've got a Maester Mew.
How do you say it? Is it Murenmur?
Murenmur.
Murenmur. Such a stupid name.
Mew.
Is that actually... That's not how you say it. Is that actually Murenmur?
Murenmur. Murenmur.
I feel like I'm just like... I don't know. Like semi-under anaesthetic or something and just can't speak.
I'd say 5 gold. That smells like another messenger on Ario.
Yeah, it's either messenger, Ario, or Dornish spy, maybe?
Yeah. So I've triggered Starfall. You cancelled it with mew. I don't have much of a board, though.
I mean, to be fair, I'm not doing many challenges, am I? Euron's not attacking, and I've just got a Theon who you're obviously going to do something annoying to because it's you.
The way I see this is you're not going to get the Sea of Blood off again.
Again? I've not got it off once.
Yeah, again, you're not going to get it off.
Oh, I see.
So, yeah, I mean, cool, whatever.
But I guess you kind of don't want to lose the military because it means killing off your board.
Well, killing Desert Raider is good.
Yeah, that's true.
Because then I can bring it back if you do any more challenges, or if I lose, or if I go in with Southern Messenger and you defend with Euron, I lose a challenge, I bring in Istvan, I take away an icon or whatever. So
at this point, would you say that I probably should have... I was so cross at this point. I was like, yay, we did not so! And you're like, no, I'm first player.
So you get the unopposed challenge, and me as first player have the first reaction to losing, which was his Viper Eyes.
This is all I have, honest. 2 Viper's Eyes. Such a bastard.
Yeah, so I'll get rid of the We Do Not So with the first one. You no longer have a reaction to winning. So I take my second reaction to losing. I'm not worried about the put to the torch. You can't really get through a military by 5 strength at the moment. So I'll just take away your big dude.
Thanks. Appreciated.
You're welcome.
So, yeah, I mean, at that point, I went...
2 power for that.
Say again, sorry?
You just took 2 power for that unopposed military challenge.
I think I only took 1.
You sure?
Yeah, because I had Dom from the previous round.
Okay.
Unless I accidentally did something weird with the editing, but yeah, I would have had 1 from the Dom the previous round, then 1 from this. But yeah, so I wasn't sure at that point. I kind of wanted to get a military through unopposed just because it would let me we do not sew the attachment. But yes, the Viper's Eyes was extremely annoying, and you used it perfectly. So, you know, if your opponent is going first, as the counter deck, if you as the counter deck, the Martell player, are going first, it means that against a Sea of Blood player, after they've won that military challenge, you know, if they've won by 5 and going to grab the event, you can then just Viperize it, because a lot of the Sea of Blood players, they'll go and get the event and then just play it immediately. Technically, it goes to hand. Then the loser will have their reaction window.
Yeah.
At which point they can play the Viper's Eyes and just take whatever it is you've just grabbed.
That's it. Viper's Eyes, really good.
Really, really good. So yeah, another part of this deck then, as we say, is the Viper's Eyes. Perfect reaction to the Sea of Blood decks. Works best if you are the first player, because it allows you to take that card from hand. But even as second player,
it's fine against Sea of Blood, because generally they need to go and find the event they want.
Yeah, actually, yeah. So other way around, second player is better, isn't it? And then if they're the first player, you hope that they haven't got something in hand already. Is that right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter too much. I mean, if the Sea of Blood player is the first player and they already have an event in hand, then they could play it before you can Viperize it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people would choose to go and find an event first.
Yeah.
So you just know your matchup, don't you? If you're playing against Martell, then you just use your event straight away and then react with the agenda.
Oh, look at your bloody hand! Flipping heck, Richard.
What?
So you've got another Southern Messenger in there. So we've already discussed how Southern Messenger are good for sort of getting rid of those single icon characters.
Yep.
You had an Ario in hand, which I'm sure...
I've had him in hand since the start.
Oh, really? I'm sure our viewers are aware that Ario is perfect really against Sea of Blood, because, you know, they're going to be going in with all their military, they're going to be trying to win, and you just use Ario. You take out the bigger strength character, and then you've got a 5 strength military icon with which to defend.
It's a big swing.
It's a really
Sometimes a 10
big
strength swing.
Exactly. So, you know, Ario is as we say, a perfect counter for Sea of Blood here. You've also got Calm over Westeros here as the plot. So this is quite handy in that, you know, if you are maybe struggling against the heavy military on from the Sea of Blood side, you are able to slow them down a little bit.
Yeah, the reason I played this plot is not because I'm worried about your military as such, but it disincentivizes you. It you know, it weakens the reward for you doing military challenges. So if you do a military challenge, even if you win it, I can bring Istvan out and I'll be, you know, up on characters rather than neutral.
So you're the first player this round then. I wanted to make you first so that I could try and, you know, maybe not have 5 million attachments placed in whatever it is I marshalled. But with 2 gold, I wasn't marshalling much. You can see there, I've got the Drowned God dude. Which one's this one? What's his name?
What, your guy?
Yeah.
What, old Grey Gull?
That's him.
You kneel him, you kill a guy, and then you bring that guy back to your hand.
Exactly. So in my head, this guy looked great because I could kneel him and then bring someone like Euron back to hand, like when he's got loads of attachments on him, and then the attachments fall off, and then hopefully I can go second next turn, re-marshal him without attachments.
Shame Secret Pact is not terminal.
Yes. I mean, like, I was still thinking just a turn being able to use Euron would be nice, even if you then put the stuff back on him later. I didn't have that many cards in hand, so nothing particularly big in hand, so I wasn't too worried about having to spend the gold to re-marshal him. So yeah, I've brought him back to hand. so that at least maybe next turn I can use him properly.
Maybe. So I've already done my challenges, right?
I think you passed your challenges.
Yeah. I tried to Starfall. You mewed it. Yeah, and now you've got an option of some challenges.
Yeah. So you do have another Desert Raider in the dead pile. So if I do a challenge and you lose it, which you probably would, all that's going to happen...
Surprise, motherfucker!
You get an extra character on the board, which doesn't seem that appealing. So I passed 2. So that entire round was... We both passed challenges, and the only thing that changed was I killed my own Euron to bring him back to hand. So it wasn't a particularly exciting round, was it?
Yeah, shame I couldn't cancel it. As he called it thinking.
Yeah, that thought hadn't even crossed my mind. Would that have killed like the actual death or just the bit where it comes back to hand?
Can't remember. I'd have to read the card. Double Forced March. We're both running 2.
Yeah, looks like. So, I think I decided to make you first player. Because although...
So I can't secret pact your Euron.
Exactly, yeah. So although it meant I knelt an extra character, in my head I was like, I just want to use Euron! I'm not convinced now, having played the game, that it was the best decision, but it was a decision. I just wanted Euron for a turn.
Did you?
Yeah.
Poor Euron.
I'm not convinced I'm playing this particularly well.
Oh, I'm not convinced I play Martell well. I have no idea what I'm doing most of the time.
Oh, you're playing it pretty convincingly.
I mean, this is turn 3? Turn 4?
Might be turn 4 now, yeah.
Turn 4 is 2-2. Right, this is just shit Martell decks.
You just hate Martell, don't you?
Yeah, like they're so slow. Like they set up their game, set up their board, then all of a sudden, at some point, they're going to have all their stuff, and you're fucked.
They just be annoying and stall, don't they, for like the majority of the game, and then at the end they're like, ha ha, and then just get you.
So I played Gaston Grey, which is the one tweak I made from Martin's deck. I've just put a Gaston, not really because I wanted to play it, but because I wanted to talk again about the interaction with the Sea of Blood.
Okay.
So you can get to a point against Greyjoy where they can, they try and trigger their Sea of Blood with as many characters as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're, if you're the first player, you can Gaston Grey anything with power on it, and they can't save it. So it presents another, disincentivization for them to put something into the challenge.
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to be putting in your Khal Drogo with, 2 renown on him and his Drogo's Arak if you've got Gaston Grey sitting opposite you.
Unless you're the first player and you have, say, Put to the Torch in hand.
Yeah, but in this round, as you are the first player, you would get first reaction, which means that you'd be able to send my attacking character back to hand before I could put Gaston Grey to the torch.
The problem is, though, you have Yum,
yes,
who can cancel Gaston and Gaston goes bye-bye.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. I just have to test out what you want to cancel.
So, if anything, Mirror is actually quite a good counter to, location heavy decks and annoying ones like Martell. So, there you go. If you're playing Greyjoy, Mirror is quite a nice thing to put in your Greyjoy Sea of Blood deck. Just as a counter to annoying bits on the other side.
Annoying locations, huh?
Yeah.
Are you going to blow up with your Sea of Blood, though?
Maybe.
If you can get it off.
If you can get it off. Like I obviously haven't for the last 5 million years in this game.
I'm going to trigger Starfall.
I know, it's like I've got Starfall and Gaston Grey here to consider. But the thing is if you take the icon, then I can't do the challenge at all. And if I want to do something like, I don't know, Valar Grace or something, then maybe I don't mind Euron coming back to hand because, you know, at least he's going to be safe. Dun dun dun. I mean, you're doing the eyeball thing, but no one can see your eyeballs right now.
What?
The eyeball thing you were doing.
What, where I moved my eyeball?
Yeah.
Like we all do. You got a shed load of cards in hand again.
Yeah, I played Coppers, didn't I, last time?
Yeah. Nothing good, just an Iron Islands fishmonger.
I don't think I had anything that good in hand. I think it was at this point that I had 2 Iron Fleet Scouts in hand, and I was really excited because I was like, I'm going to use Silence and put out 2 Iron Fleet Scouts. This is going to be great. Because I am a dork and totally forgot about the fact that you can only use it once. And also, what the hell? Marshalling Ario, you bastard.
Yeah, that's another thing. Normally you'd save the 5 gold and just jump him out, but I felt like I needed some board presence. And I wanted to get my locations out of Gaston and the Summersea port, as well as Ario. So I had no military icons out. I thought might struggle to defend the military challenge this round if you get some more characters out, which you did. So yeah, you can jump the Iron Fleet Scout onto the board, which can give you 4 plus 2 plus 1, so you can get to 7. So
it's not enough though.
Unless I unapprove, which I don't think I would. You're going to win a challenge here, which gives me the opportunity to jump in a Desert Raider.
I forgot when I did it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I thought I'll intrigue you in case you've got another Viper's Eyes in hand.
At this point, I'm thinking, I can win the military challenge now.
And you've taken the power icon off of Hagen's Daughter.
Yeah, well, even if I took it off Euron and you did a power with Hagen's Daughter, you'd still win. But I thought I'd try and scare you into not using Euron against Gaston. Because you don't have a lot of economy on the board.
Yeah,
so let's see how scared you are.
You know I'm easily scared in these bloody games.
So Desert Raider came out and gave Hagen's Daughter the power, which I think we forget at some point in one round to forgive a character's power from Desert Raider.
Am I doing a power here or a military, do you think? Because you've taken the power icon.
Military,
must be military,
of course.
Right? Need to edit the bottom. It'll be changed by the time you guys watch it, hopefully. Unless I forgot. In which case, this is military, not a power, honest.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so just defending there with Arrow. Definitely a military challenge.
Cool, doing good.
And then, am I too scared to do the power challenge with Euron? I mean, I might as well. Right?
Well, so you're trying to bait me into using Gaston, huh?
Yeah.
Oh. Nice, they used the Iron Fleet Scout, which, of course, you can now trigger to stand Euron. So that's nice.
If I remember to do it.
You're not standing Euron?
No, I forgot. I know.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I played this so badly.
Everyone forget. It's not like this is your second ever game with new Greyjoy cards, right? Well,
didn't I play
fourth
the
technically because you played 3 against Barrow.
Yeah, I played against Barrow, and that was like a week ago. Yeah, and I forgot it. Sorry, guys.
It's fine. One thing with the Desert Raider though, you didn't seem tempted to Vince it, which means you probably don't have one.
Nope.
Which was another concern why I hard marshalled Ario. Because if he gets Vince, that's kind of sad.
Yeah, you were going on about Vince for a few rounds, and I was like, I wish I had a Vince. I say Drowned God's Disciple, for those who
Fanatic.
don't know. Fanatic. Drowned God Fanatic. God. For those that aren't sure. Like I obviously am not either.
Just call it Vince.
Yeah, but not everyone knows what a Vince is.
If everyone's watching this video, they know what Vince is. And if everyone's watching this video, they've got internet, which means they've got Facebook, which means they know what Vince is. And if you don't know what Vince is, ask us in the comments, and I'll tell you what Vince is.
To be fair, you could say things like, oh, everyone's going to know like who the guy is that made the Reigns of Castamere agenda, and then, you know, might at least recognise the name. And then at Starlek, you know, a couple of years ago, I sat across from a player who was using a like Reigns of Castamere agenda, and I was like, oh, you know, have you played this one often? And he was like, yeah. And Bamford was like, Rebecca, just look at the name of the card. Look at the name of your opponent. Fuck.
Yeah, it was him.
I totally did not recognise. I'm really bad at stuff like that. So yes, not everyone will know what a Vince is, or who Vince is.
Everyone will know what a Vince is.
I like how I've made Vince into a thing. What a Vince is. You're not a thing, Vince. You're a lovely person with cool curly hair.
You finished?
Yeah, I'm done.
Alright, so
waffle.
yeah, I'm going first with. Oh no, I'm not. Wait, you haven't. Oh, you got the thing. Cool. Valar into Valar. D into M.
D into M.
I get to choose.
You do.
Bit rare, but you know, I'll take
And you
it.
chose me to be first.
Yeah.
What was your thinking?
Well, I want the economy from my Dornish fiefdom. I want to be able to react to what you do. My character's gonna die either way. I kind of want my Desert Raiders dead, so I can use them. Those are my messengers, non-unique, whatever. The only sad thing is see Ario die. He's only a 2 of in the deck, so who cares? Let him die.
So do you think that at this point I should have triggered Valar D?
No, well that's up to you. You've got more uniques on the board than I have. You've got 5 uniques on the board. So if you trigger Valar Morghulis, cool. You know, you're going to lose more uniques than me. If you trigger Valar D, fine. I would maybe save Ario and possibly the messenger and let the Isfan die.
So I think at this point the thing that I was worried about was I didn't really want you to have Ario. Here's my biggest concern, because I didn't want it to be a case of I finally get all my stuff like going, and for you to be like, well, thanks for letting me save that Ario earlier. And
3 saves.
And I had, yeah, kind of 3 saves, like 2 saves plus Hagen's daughter to sort of sorts herself out, right?
Sorts herself out. You let Theon die. You let Eager Deckhand die. You let Old Grey Gull die.
So I decided to keep Murmur because he was doing some work for me and, you know, stopping your locations working. But this was another question that I had then. So using Murmur to stop you from taking extra power, like extra icons off of my characters.
Yeah.
I'm kind of losing 2 icons by doing that, aren't I?
Yeah, I mean, basically,
So
I've got a 3-cost location that near one of your characters every round.
So it's like, with that in mind, is it worth not doing that on Starfall? Would you say? Would you say like I should more be targeting the Gaston with it, or do you think I am better using it on Starfall depending on what character's icon you're trying to take?
It depends on the threat.
Okay.
If you need the icon on the board to maintain your tempo, then you block it. If you can live without that icon and still come out ahead at the end of the round, then let it go. In my
fair answer.
position on it. You just have to be flexible to the board state. You have 3 characters to mine none at the moment, but I do have some economy. A lot of economy location.
Yeah.
And 2 nice control locations.
I'm still struggling a bit for economy. I've only seen 1 King's Road and the boat for the whole game. So it's been a bit tough. How much economy is in the deck? Do you remember? Is it 10?
What, in the Sea of Blood?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, so I've been a bit, like, not starved, but I mean, after like, what, 5-6 rounds, I've expected to have more than just 1 economy location on the board.
Especially after counting coppers as well.
Yeah, definitely. You know, a Rose Road would have been nice.
So here's another tool that Martell has against Sea of Blood. Imprisoned.
Yes.
1 cost, it's an attachment. You don't have a military icon anymore.
So yeah, so this is really good against most Sea of Blood decks. You know, like the attachment control is going to be good against everybody apart from maybe the dragons. And then some of the Night's Watch. I've not actually seen any Night's Watch Sea of Blood, but I imagine that it must be a thing, right?
The Rangers deck. Give James Parsons the ring. He's almost definitely built it.
Maybe we can ask Jamie for the Night's Watch Sea of Blood list. But we're meant to be making counters.
Sure.
Yeah, we need another counter that's not slow control, I think. I know this video is obviously quite long if you look at the length, and the barrel one was relatively long as well. So
yeah, well the thing with control is it is slow because you need to get all of your control tools out and then use them all to control the game.
Yeah.
No, you're going to be behind in the early round because you're still setting up all of your control tools. Your opponent getting through tempo advantages.
Yeah, I mean,
but then there becomes a stage in the game where the amount of control tools you have has more of an impact on the board because you've managed to shrink the board down with your reset.
Yeah.
And then you take control.
Yeah, I think for the entirety of the game so far, I have technically been in the lead. But I've really not felt like it.
I've just slowed you down.
Right down.
Starfall, imprisoned on your one now, and Secret Pact means he's not going to attack me.
Yeah. And you've also used... yeah, I mean, he's lost 2 icons. So you use Starfall, you've got imprisoned on him. Secret Pact, he's not doing anything. He might defend a power challenge, which isn't going to happen. So that's the only reason I did the power challenge there with the Chud. Because I kind of wanted to tempt you out to kneel Kaliot and win the challenge. Because, you know, I don't have any claim. And at least if it's knelt, you don't have a power icon standing to come back and take a power off of me.
Yeah, I wondered if you're going to use your Iron Fleet Scout.
But there's no need to. I don't have any claim. And if I win the challenge, you get your Desert Raiders back. Plus, you get to trigger Kaliot and remove an icon from one of my characters.
Indeed.
So I didn't...
And trigger Eliasand and get still.
So I definitely didn't want to win the challenge. I just wanted to sort of get you to kneel yours so you couldn't take a power off me.
Yeah, I didn't want to unoppose it in case you had another We Do Not So. But then realised that you can't use it in the power challenge.
There you go. Oh, I'm glad I'm not the only one who made a mistake this game then.
Yeah, I think I made a few mistakes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I definitely didn't remind you to put power on with Desert Raiders in 1 round.
Oh, okay. Yeah, probably something that happened at some point.
I'm sure Martell Loyalist can tell me where I went wrong. Just like Greyjoy Loyalist could tell you what you could have done differently. Oh,
God, I can... Like... Playing the game and watching the game back, I've seen about 5 million things. It's like, why did I do that? What have I done wrong there? I've totally missed that. So
we both decided this is time to win or die.
Yeah, I think this was like plot 6 maybe. So we were just trying to get rid of him, right?
Could be.
And I think I didn't have many cards in hand at that point anyway, so I thought it was okay to, you know, draw a couple of extra cards and then have 0 reserve because I didn't have anything that I was worried about.
I think this might be plot 5.
You think?
Yeah, I think my last plot is trade routes.
Mm-hmm.
I might have another plot. What were you? Double Fourth March, Calm over Westeros, Valar Dahiris. You win or you die.
Wildfire? Wildfire.
And Wildfire, yeah, so this is plot 6. Ouch.
So this was, I think, one of my biggest mistakes in the game. I let you go first on a when you die turn. Why would I do that? I think
just don't give us.
Oh, I think it was a little mixture of things. I thought, it stops you getting as much gold, which was really lame. And also, it stops you from putting attachments on whatever I marshal. And then I think after I thought that made your first player, I was like, I can't bloody marshal good stuff because I only actually have 6 gold, which isn't really enough.
And then I marshalled an Intimidate character.
Yeah, and I was like, God damn it. So, this...
And a Flea Bottom.
Yeah.
Without any gold.
Without any gold, but it's still a flea bottom. So this
It just means I can now throw any cards away. I've got a reserve of 1 with the Summerseed Port, but I can throw cards into the discard pile for Flea Bottom at the end of the round.
Into the flea bottom pile.
So that's nice.
Yeah.
Shame I only have the 1 bastard in which I can win a challenge with to fuel the Red Viper.
Oh yeah.
So
one's better than none though, right?
True.
So, I guess we didn't really pick up on it earlier, but Kaliot is another control method against the Sea of Blood decks.
Yeah, he is.
So, if the Sea of Blood player tries to tempt you to new like your board a little bit by doing, like an intrigue or a power challenge, you can use Kaliot, lose with Kaliot, and then use his reaction to remove one of the stronger military icons on the board. So, again, he's sort of...
Yeah, that's a good play for a Sea of Blood deck. If you can't clearly win by 5, poke a little intrigue challenge at them. See if they'll kneel that intrigue military bicon to defend it if they care about their hand. Because if they do, you might be able to push through your military.
Exactly.
But what's more likely to happen is they'll know that you're going to push through your military and they'll let it go unopposed. So you get a power out of it and some claim. And as long as you haven't nailed a military icon, you haven't really lost your threat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good little tactic, as you say, for Sea of Blood players. Apart from when you're against Kaliot, because he then removes an icon. But in this round, you are the first player. You're going to be wanting to get through the Intimidate, which I might like to add, I'd completely and utterly forgot that you had Intimidate.
You did not.
I did.
Shame.
I am a numpty.
You are what you would call a Ming-Mong.
No, numpty. I've already, established numpty is the word.
I'm sorry. I will try to conform to your method.
Thank you, dearest. Intrigue! So I've got a Euron that I can use to defend and win with. But it does mean that my power icon is currently knelt. Also, in winning the challenge, it does mean that you can trigger the Desert Raiders.
Yep. But you can stand Euron.
Yeah, so
now that you've remembered.
Yeah. Please remember to
stand
him.
A raiding longship.
There we go, I remember to stand him this time. Yes, so I particularly wanted to get the raiding longship out.
I assume you top decked that.
Yeah. Probably.
Because that would have been dumb if you'd have let me go first with that in your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Istvan comes out, take the Euron's power icon. Istvan comes out, take someone's icon.
So my thinking in defending was I was probably going to win a challenge at some point anyway. You were going to get the Desert Raiders out at some point anyway.
So Euron should have 2 power now.
Yeah. And if I didn't defend the challenge, then I would be losing cards in hand. And I really wanted to get the raiding longship out. I remember to take my renown here, but as you say, I've not taken the 2 power that I should have had from those 2 Desert Raiders.
Yeah, so it should be 8-2 to you.
Smashing you, mate.
4 times the score.
With all this power that you keep giving me.
That'll only be the 2.
No, you give me renown on Euron as well with the secret pact. So yeah, so I've just let you take all the icons off Euron now. It's like, Whatever. He's my little line throwing for the round, I guess. But, you know, I'm not having many icons left standing here.
I don't think it was the right combination to go in with, but whatever. Power challenge win, 2 claim, get some spicy intimidate off.
Yeah.
Sorry, Asher. Asher's really good for Sea of Blood. Giving, I think, people like Euron, Victarion, Balon, Theon, giving them all stealth. Along with characters like Carl the Maid, the Drum. So, I think Asher's pretty powerful.
So then, Asher's now, look at my big military icon. There's not a lot really I can do now with my win or die turn. But you can basically just do whatever you want, really. So yeah, I think I definitely should have gone first, shouldn't I?
Would have forced me to use my control tools.
Have you not already?
Yeah, it would have forced me to use them rather than... because I use them to push through what I want to push through.
Yeah.
Rather than reactively trying to defend all of your challenges first.
I see, yeah. I've just done a military there. Which has gone through, allowing me to try and at least get one challenge through. I was so hoping that you just like only defend with one, but
yeah, I was like, you've got a boat, but you're not the first player.
And then I realised, oh, I can't use my boat. I was like, I could get it in a pose. And then I like looked at my boat and I was like, oh.
I can't. Never mind.
That's sad. Yeah, I think that entire round was just an absolute disaster for me.
Yeah, I forgot to trigger Elias Sand, which would have made it easier for me to get my second challenge through.
You still got it through fine.
Yeah, so. I guess so. So you should have been on 9 power. 9 to 4. Last plot now, right?
Yeah, last plot.
I'm putting a Southern Messenger in the discard pile for reserve because, you know, flea bottom's a card.
Yeah. But you still have the one reserve because of the
Summersea Port.
Summersea Port.
Trade routes until we take Westeros.
Yes.
So I mean, I totally don't mind if you want to go first and trigger your plot first.
Oh, right, yeah. Took a moment. Yes. I'm triggering your plot first. But I was just sort of thinking what I was doing. I don't think it makes any difference. You're not going to have like 25 million golds worth of cards in hand to actually play out anyway, right?
Who knows? I've only got 1 card in hand.
Exactly.
So I might top deck
what?
Amazing things.
Even if you top decks 2 7-costers, like an extra location on my side is not going to be the make or break for you being able to afford the 3 cards that you have.
I might not even want to play my 3 card.
Exactly.
Because
they might be secret cards like other Summersea Ports.
Oh, Vince, eh?
Yeah, I found one.
Well, I think...
found a Vince.
Of course, I know that you got Valar Morghulis back. You might Valar Morghulis next turn, wiping my board.
I might.
So, I have to be aware of that.
I mean...
I think I'll make a mistake this round. I'm sitting on... This round I could marshal Nymeria.
Right.
The Icon Steely one.
Right.
But I don't, because I think you're going to Valar next round, maybe. She would help. I think I lose a little tempo in this round. I could have done better. And Nymeria would have helped me win the round, but I don't think I win the round. So again, Nymeria, another good card for controlling a Sea of Blood attack. Just take the military icon. Not only does she gain it, but every other Sand Snake you have gain it. So Elia Sand is a sand snake.
Yeah, and I think we saw oh crap, what's the little kid one with the green?
Doria.
Yeah, Doria. I thought it was Doria, but then I was like, it can't be Doria. Yeah, I saw that she was in your deck earlier, so she'd also be an option. She's a sun snake, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So she would also be able to get the icons there. So with Nymeria, the icon stripping one, she can quite easily be controlled with regards nightmares or milks and stuff like that.
Or Vince.
Or Vince. However, most Sea of Blood decks probably wouldn't have that kind of counter anyway. It's just that with Greyjoy there is, as you say, the Drowned God Fanatic to be aware of in cancelling her ability. But, you know, even if it's cancelled, that means, you know, that's being cancelled rather than Calliot or Elia for the stealth or some other really annoying thing like Southern Messenger or Dawnish Spy.
So you bring Hagen Thought out of Shadow and I'm like, hold up, love. I get an action too.
Yeah, I was like, you know, bring them out, do my military, got this. And you're like, no, I got things I want to do. And then you just be annoying again. You're good at being annoying.
Yeah, I think I could have done better if I'd have got Nymeria out. Then I can manage this scenario. Well, you just Vince Nymeria, because we know you have a Vince in hand.
Yeah. So all of my unique characters get the stealth. Unique Ironborn, right? So I'm able to stealth 2 characters here. Which means that I should, finally, after nearly an hour, actually be able to get Sea of Blood off.
Yeah, you can get it unopposed unless I kneel both of these guys.
And as first player, I'd really like you to only kneel 1. Because I would genuinely be tempted to just go and get a Weezer Not So and start getting rid of some of these bloody attachments. But no, you decide to kneel both. So I'm going to remove 1 just to help me get, you know, the challenge through by 5.
Yeah, you don't seem to be able to attack with the others, so...
Exactly.
If you had more standing characters, it might have been...
Well, if you'd only defended with 1 or none, then I could use Maiden's Bane and restood Asher.
You've got Maiden's Bane?
Oh, I think I do. I know I did it at one point. I'm assuming it's already out. Is that it in the middle?
Shit, it is. Wow. Yeah, nasty.
Well, it's not like you're going to give me it unopposed, is it?
Hell no. I've played against enough Greyjoy to know that you don't give Greyjoy unopposed if you can help it. I've got some juicy targets for the unopposed though. You could hit Gaston, you could hit Flea Bottom.
Exactly.
You can't hit Starfall because this hit my house with the red door location. So, immune from discard effects.
But look what's happening.
You've triggered the SOB.
I've triggered Sea of Blood.
You've got to a point where you can SOB.
Yeah. If you've got another fucking...
You wouldn't have done that if you didn't have Asher. Because you wouldn't have had 2 stealth.
No. I needed the stealth.
If that was Victorian, then, you know, you can still get up to 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 strength. But I would be able to defend with 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, you know, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you've not actually had many big military icons on your board, but you've not really needed it because you've just been controlling my side so well. And yeah, I didn't know what to take here. I
think sword was good.
Yeah.
You hurt my tempo by paying 1 for put to the sword to remove my 6 cost red viper, I imagine.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, hurts a lot because A is still standing and I haven't used him. Got intimidate. That hurts a bit. Bit annoying.
So you now get a reaction to losing if you have any.
Yeah.
So you could Gaston here if you wanted.
Yeah.
I guess I kind of don't mind.
I don't want to Gaston because I think you might Valar next round. Especially if you have a Rhythm from the Sea in hand.
Yeah.
Like, you could just Valar the board.
I kind of wanted you to Valar Asher to make it an easier decision next turn for me to Valar. But you haven't yet. So I take my reaction again and killing...
The fact that you took put to the sword was an indication that you might not actually be thinking of playing Valar, because you would have put to the torch and got rid of something else instead.
Yeah.
And because the characters were going to die anyway.
Yeah. I was a bit torn, so I thought I'd see what you did. With regards to Gaston. But I don't know. I'm not good enough a player to bluff. I can't bluff you anyway.
Stop talking about your playing proficiency.
Well, that would.
No one cares how good a player you are.
They do, because if I'm a bad player, then it doesn't matter. If the Martell deck beats the Sea of Blood deck, because it might just be that I'm a bad player and you're a good player, and you beat it because of your ability rather than the.
It doesn't really matter which deck wins
so.
this game. What matters is the tool we're trying to talk about and how the game is played.
Oh, now you sound really clever and I sound really whiny. We're an hour in, there's no one listening now anyway, it's fine.
Take note of this moment, viewers, because Rebecca had become self-aware.
You're such a bastard! I don't know why I put up with you.
So I'm 7-6 up. I'm finally winning, even though I shouldn't be. It should be 8-7 to
Yeah,
Rebecca.
I should technically be winning. I'll have you know.
But I triggered the thing, and you forgot to put the power on.
I'd never even seen the cards before this game.
You did, you liar. Right.
Right.
Now it's 8-all.
Technically.
So this is what I mean by Martell have the control tools on the board. They've got a really big backboard.
Although saying that, I mean, mine's not inconsequential.
Yeah, yours isn't control-y. It just does things if and when you can win challenges, or it helps you to win challenges.
Yeah.
But if you don't have any icon,
then I'm not winning any challenges.
then yeah, it kind of renders your location base more useless.
So we've cycled back round, and at this point I've not got very many cards in hand, and I'm thinking maybe Valaring now would be too soon. I should probably try and fill my hand first and then Valar. So I've gone for coppers, hoping to maybe find a bit more economy to help me out. But you've gone for Force March. So did you play that because you thought that I was going to Valar, or because you just wanted to be annoying?
I thought you would Valar.
You thought I'd Valar, and you wanted to make sure that any characters I had left wouldn't be standing? Yeah? Okay, that's fair enough.
Good draw that. Get
Yeah.
my dead Viper.
You got 3 cards. The other 2 might be okay.
One the Nymeria. Don't know what the other one is. So much gold.
Yeah. I have 3 gold. So I'm paying 1 there for a Great Hall. Some economy, but
Just what you wanted.
it's not the economy I really wanted.
Isn't it?
Not really.
You said you were looking for economy.
I am, but basically I want Rose Roads or something.
Why?
Because I'd like the gold to have a bit more flexibility in what I can do. I mean, okay,
There's
so
no pleasing you.
okay, so a Great Hall is for unique characters only, right? I have to pay 1 to put it out. So I need I'd need a 6 cost or something to make it get 2 reduction. And, I don't know how many of those I have that aren't already on the board or in my fucking discard pile like Victarion.
Incredible.
And then also, it's only working on
You had
uniques.
Mile of Ravens earlier, you didn't marshal it.
No, because I had it with my Win Your Die, and I couldn't quite afford it and Asher, and I thought Asher was more important.
Ah.
to actually have a character on
You
board.
had it earlier than that, though.
Yeah, there was a couple of turns where I thought I could do stuff, and then it turned out I couldn't do that stuff. Because
That might have been good in hindsight.
Yes, I know.
Not to pick you apart. But
I know. Yeah,
for
I
other
probably
people.
should. Yeah, I should have played it earlier. I think a lot of the rounds I was trying to save 2 gold. The Hagen's daughter as a character that I could keep bringing out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because
You vinced her.
Yeah,
I put the tokens on Elia Sand and everything.
I know. I wanted to see what you were doing with her before I vinced her.
Brutal.
Are you sad?
No. I mean, you can't really use Vint.
Yeah. Bring Hagen's daughter out of shadows, use her, and then Vince in. Done.
If you save her, she doesn't die.
I know. But it's multiple uses. Like I get to, do extra challenges with Vince swapping out for people. Hagen's daughter probably isn't the best person to do it on, but I could if I really wanted to.
Yeah, you just can't trigger Hagen's daughter.
I know.
So, cool. Yeah, I'm going to do things now.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Go on, explain it. Tell them what's happening.
Well, I trigger Flea Bottom and I'm going to play Doria Sand.
What's her reaction?
Well, if she gets onto the board, then you can trigger her reaction. After she enters play, you can return a character of X cost to your opponent's hand. X is the number of Sand Snake characters you control.
And how many have you got, Richard?
Elias Sand, Namiria Sand, and Doria Sand. So that would be 3.
And how much does my Hagen's daughter cost, Richard?
But sadly, you mewed it.
I did. I mewed it.
You didn't even know I was going to bring her out, but you smelt the danger.
You kind of hinted to me that that's what you were going to bring out. Nicely, I thought.
I did. I was very nice. Magnanimous.
But the only reason you were so nice is because you knew you could do this bloody thing to it. Is that Someone Always Tells?
Yeah, baby.
Where I have to give you a gold?
Yep.
The gold which I'd already spent on Hagen's daughter?
Yep.
So I didn't have any gold.
Out comes Doria.
Out comes Doria. Trigger her reaction. No, I don't have another Vince. Hagen's daughter, back to hand.
And then you cry.
I think I've been crying for the last, 59 minutes?
Yeah, it was an interminable... This is why I don't like playing Martell.
Yeah.
Because with the best will in the world, the games can be slow because you need 5 rounds to take control of the game.
Mm.
And if you've got a slow opponent in a tournament setting, you're buggered.
Yeah. So, obviously this game itself has been running for over an hour now. In a tournament setting, as you say, this will be over the time limit, because obviously tournaments have the time limit of 55 minutes usually. And this is a problem, because if you are wanting to use this Sea of Blood counter in a tournament setting, you're going to be going to time. And if you're going to time, you need to make sure that you're ahead by the time you get to time, at the very least. Preferably you want to actually win on 15, because it's always nicer to win on 15 rather than just win on default kind of thing, right? So
I guess you don't have to play a deck as slow as this. You can play something similar out of Crossing.
Mm-hmm.
Because Desert Raider gets you icon when you lose challenges.
So how strong do you think this deck would be without the Star 4 setup?
Don't know. It seems pretty important to be able to... Because Sea of Blood works best when it can smash you round 1.
Mm-hmm.
Get loads of military icons out. Get Sea of Blood off. Crush all your location. And Help with the Red Door gives Starfall immunity to put to the torch.
Yeah.
Which feels pretty strong. You don't have to worry so much.
Yeah, because there were several rounds where I'd have liked to have put it to the torch, but it's not an option. So
I think quite a few Greyjoy Sea of Blood now run a Raiding the Bay of Ice as well.
Oh yes, that's
because you can go and find it. Then you can trigger it near a warship and then put the Red Door location on top of the owner's deck.
And then even if it comes back out, it's no longer the red door immunity.
Correct.
So even if they did then replay Starfall, in this example, you would then be able to later put to the torture if possible.
Yeah.
So,
so the rare sand there should be at the bottom of the deck, but I've forgotten.
Yeah, you remember in a minute though.
Yeah.
So I think we can sort of start wrapping up what we want to say about this, and we've not got that much left of the actual game. So what would you say as the Martell player were the best points about this game? The best points about the deck?
Just the general build-up of icon removal.
Mm-hmm.
And keeping the board small with, because it can return characters to hand with Dorea and Southern Messengers. It can use flea bottom tricks, which I haven't really been able to use in this game, but it does run 3 Dawnish Spy, it does run 3 Shadow City Bastard to really make the icon removal hurt. It runs the Secret Pact, as you can see, Desert Raider to remove icons, and Starfall is the red door location. There's so much icon manipulation that if you want to win a challenge, you can. If you want to build a deck like that to leverage a Duran's game, you can.
I was going to say, so obviously, you are struggling to sort of pull ahead enough within the time limit, although you have managed it at this point, but, we're behind when the time would have finished in a normal tournament. So is there anything that you can think would help this deck to make it quicker? Do you think adding Duran's game might be a good way to close out the deck before time?
Nah.
No? Because it sacrifices spaces that you'd be using for control?
I don't know, maybe. Maybe it's good. Oh, Green Blood Trader.
Finally.
Haven't seen any of those either.
Mm.
That was another red Viper that's gone to the bottom of the deck.
One of the dead ones. So what did you feel wasn't so good in the deck?
I don't know. I don't feel like anything was useless. I had Gaston the whole game. I prefer to use that as a threat. That's not in Martin's original deck. He had something else. I think I took a card of something he had 3 of in the deck and took it out.
Okay. Was it a character? Do you know?
I can't remember.
Okay.
No, I think it was Dawn actually. The attachment. Dawn. Get +1 strength for every used plot you have in your used pile.
Oh, okay.
So it was that. You also run the Sun Spear. Because if your opponent goes first and you manipulate their icon, then you can hit back with 2 claim. Scary.
Is there a Sun Spear in this deck that you're playing right now?
Yep.
Okay. Is it just the one of?
Yeah. You could red door it if you wanted.
Yeah, you could.
In certain matchups.
In something where they have a lot of extra challenges as well, it might be good. Gives you more options on, when you want to trigger it, I guess.
Possibly, yeah. I think it might have been good. Like, it would have been interesting to play Red Door Sun Spear against Greyjoy SoB because Greyjoy like to go first a lot. They have a lot of initiative control. The issue with that is you might just make me the first player, making it useless.
Yeah, I mean, in this game, I did try and make you first player a few times to try and negate some of those, going second bonuses that you get.
Yeah, I don't think this deck like to go second because removing icons is a very reactive thing and you'd like to do it at the very last moment if possible. If you're going first, you kind of have to do it to push challenges through.
Yeah, so you don't really like going first in this deck.
Not really.
Is there a card, apart from Starfall, that you would say is like probably one of the most important cards in the Martell SoB deck?
Martell SoB?
Sorry, Martell.
My red door?
Yeah, the counter deck.
What, you asking me again?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't put that very well, did I?
No, I'm not sure.
What I'd like to know is, in the Martell deck, apart from Starfall, which card do you feel was probably like the most important for you?
In this game?
Yeah.
Desert Raider was pretty important, I felt. Getting the recurring body.
They were really annoying.
So my board wasn't
Yeah.
But having the Desert Raider that could come out, if I lost a challenge on the Calm over Westeros turn, instead of normally you'd lose a character in a military challenge, because I'd Calm over Westeros military, and if I'd have lost a challenge, I could have brought Isfan in, I would have been net up a character rather than down. So that card is good, really strong.
Yeah, I think they're definitely an option if you're playing Martell and you want some kind of Sea of Blood counter. Even if you're not playing a deck deliberately to counter Sea of Blood, I think it's a handy one just to have, because, you know, any deck is very common to run low on cards in hand and to run low of characters that you can play out. So the fact that if you lose a challenge, you just get to stick some characters back on the board is lovely. And if you've got, like, you know...
I do give you a power for that.
You do, but you can choose who to put it on. So, you know, I was thinking with this this Sea of Blood counter deck, the Martell deck, another possible plot option would be something like First Snow. So with First Snow, if you used this, you can get all of your annoying tricks back to hand. So you could, you know, be losing your military challenges and your Desert Raiders can be in the, like, dead pile. You've played First Snow, so you get your Southern Messengers or your Dornish Spies, whatever, back to hand. And then during the challenges phase, you lose a challenge and suddenly you've got 3 Desert Raiders on the board. And suddenly your board's really full, their board's probably quite small, and you can start, you know, attacking again. So if you know that your Desert Raiders are all in dead pile, play First Snow, and then come the actual challenges round, just lose a challenge and you've suddenly got all these extra characters on the board.
Sure.
Plus all your ambush stuff comes back.
Yeah.
So I've done a military here.
This deck does have 2 Ariane in.
Oh, does it?
And Obara.
Core Ariane.
Yeah, the jumpy one. But I didn't see either of them, so no fun shenanigans there, sadly.
Yeah, so
there
there
was
were
3 Shadow City Bastard, but we didn't see one till the end here. 3 Greenblood Traders, only saw them at the end. 3 Dornish Spy, which we only saw one in this round as well.
Do you feel like you needed more filter for the deck to get some of those cards?
Nah.
Or are you happy with what you had?
It's just variance. Sometimes you draw them, sometimes you won't. Just the way it is.
Just a note here as a reaction to losing, you gave earlier. You used earlier to give the Desert Raider that came in to give them stealth, and the Desert Raider does have military and a power icon. Just noting that because you accidentally used Calliot later
Right.
rather than the Desert Raider.
I can't remember who I gave what to.
It's okay, I've remembered for you.
Thanks, honey.
You're welcome, dearest. So I've won the military. I've won it by 5. I'm using Sea of Blood. On we do not sow. So I could either get rid of the Imprisoned or the Secret Pact. To be quite honest, at this point, I think Richard was just going to win anyway. I don't think it mattered too much which one I got rid of.
Don't I call it thinking again at some point?
Say again, sorry?
Do I play another He Called It Thinking at some point? Or have we already done that?
You might have already done it when we were discussing the deck.
Yeah.
But yeah, there were... Yeah, He Calls It Thinking was one of the annoying things.
Yeah, because Sea of Blood rely on the blood token to reduce the cost of their events and push things through. So sometimes they feel like they don't need to save gold.
Yeah.
But then toward the end of the game, you save gold naturally because you have no more use for it.
Yeah. So, yeah, just a quick note. So you're using Calliot, forgetting about the stealth. So just swapping there.
Oh, didn't I give it to Calliot? Fine. I'll do it this time.
So you're getting that unopposed there. And that's unopposed. And the claim. And you win. So just at the end of this video, we do have the deck list will be coming up.
Oh, we do.
We do, yes, just like the previous one. So we could just have a quick look at some of the attachments and plots and things in more detail. I think we've discussed it relatively thoroughly though, so we probably don't need to spend too long on that at the end here.
Yeah, so this was the deck Martin sent to me.
Yeah.
Here we are. Martell versus Sea of Blood. clone. Because I cloned the deck he sent me.
You did.
And then sent it to Rebecca.
So that you could make the slight adjustments.
Oh yeah, the one adjustment.
Yeah. So the plots then, we've already seen all the plots. You know, the double force march, although it can be used by the Sea of Blood player, it's also good against them because it reduces what they can be using against you.
Yep.
The trade routes, just to keep repopulating your board. Valor D, because a lot of Sea of Blood decks will have those big characters and it sort of really reduces their deck right down. And also this deck plays relatively low cost curve. You can see on the card cost graph there that the majority are sort of around 2 cost in the deck. So you can normally save quite a lot.
There's a lot of 2 cost in the deck. There's 3 Bastard Daughters, 3 Desert Raiders, 3 Green Blood Traders, 3 Shadow City Bastard, and a Dorea Sand.
Yeah, so
it might even be something else as well.
Yeah, possibly. We've also got Wildfire Assault, so again, this is keeping their board low. If they are getting a little bit of hedge, you can bring them right back with the Wildfire Assault and brings them back just down to the 3 characters. And, you know, chances are you're not going to have that many characters anyway.
If you want to steal an icon for the Desert Raider, you can steal it from a Chud, give the Chud a power and watch it wildfire away.
Yeah, exactly. And then Win or You Die. This is letting you to try and go in and get a bit of a
when
jump
you've got
ahead.
the control.
Yeah, yeah. So this is one that you probably play a little bit later. And as mentioned, Calm, you know, gives you a little bit of breathing space. Nice gold. Relatively okay initiative.
Yeah.
So I guess this could be a flex plot. What do you think?
Nah.
No? Okay. Fine.
Let's talk about characters.
Yeah, so you've got 2 of the core Ario, and we've discussed how he's just good in general,
He's really good
right?
in Flea Bottom and really good in general, yeah.
And we also have 2 Ariane cores, so, you know, Ario and Ariane together are just lovely anyway, aren't they? They're just a nice, easy way to control those military challenges.
Ariane works really well in this deck because so many things jump.
So it's a shame that we missed her. But, you know, you guys can have a player on the deck and see if you can find...
That might make the deck quicker.
It might do, yeah. We didn't manage to get as many games of this one because after this, like, 1 hour and 15-minute game, I pretty much called it quits on life. I'm not playing Martell ever again!
Yeah, it's not fun,
so,
is it?
Oh, no, it's a bit, yeah. It takes a certain type of person to play Martell regularly, and Martin's one of those people, right?
Yeah, he is.
But we love you really, Martin, honest.
We've got 3 Bastard Daughter to dissuade the military challenge by threatening your hand.
And your 3 Desert Raiders, because, as we've seen, they're fucking annoying.
They're really efficient.
Dorea Sand, again, she's pretty handy just as a surprise in some cases, but, you know, the Flea Bottom is a good way to use her. Or with Ariane, I guess, as well.
Elias Sand for the stealth, because you're going to lose challenges. There's no way around that. But generally, you can control, by taking icons, which challenge you lose.
We've got the Dornish Spies as well, because again, they can be taking those challenge icons. They're an extra body on the board for you, like during the challenges that they might not be expecting. Plus, you get, as we say, the bonus of removing the military icons, most likely.
I did wonder if you were going to jump back up after I skipped them out. If you were going to like bring us back to the Dornish Spy, and you didn't let me down.
Good.
Green Blood Traders, obvious. Halfdane Escort, just a Chud with a power icon, because we're a little bit short on power icon. But, you know, we can make sure the opponent is low on power icon if we wish. Once the military challenge has been diffused. Maester Kaliot takes icon, enough said. Now, there's 2 different Nymerias in here, 1 of each.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple of reasons for this that I can think of. Martin did this. Obviously, the Road to Winterfell Nymeria takes icon. Great for this style of deck. But the other Nymeria, if you've got a lot of other effects that take icon, then your opponent's going to have more standing characters, I guess. And that means they'll win Dom more likely, which you can push your card advantage. You draw a card with Nymeria and they discard a card. So you can, you know, you can sort of change tack a little bit, pressure their hand as well as everything else, and just reduce the options they have. Yeah,
I guess you just see who you're playing against and decide which is the best fit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
Abara, she's basically Ariane.
Yeah, mini Ariane. And I guess she works quite nicely again with Doria, you know, which is another way of just getting those in and out.
Yep.
So Archibald Ironwood. I can't remember what he does.
He's alright when the opponent wins Dom, they have to kill a character.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't like him. He's annoying. I'm glad we didn't see him.
He's just a Monocon, but he's a high strength Monocon for fighting Sea of Blood.
Mm. The Shadow City Bastards are obvious. You know, if you've got your Flea Bottom Owl, fantastic. You can just keep reusing them and just stopping those lower cost characters from doing anything apart from providing strength for Dom, I guess. But Southern Messenger, again, like you're stripping so many icons, you're pretty much always guaranteed a target, right?
Sure.
So that can be really good if you manage to target one of their big characters. Really big tempo loss for them. Red Viper, I found that one interesting. Is that just as a win condition, do you think?
Got Intimidate, got a red icon, and can be high strength. There are plenty of bastards in the deck. Well, you know, Bastard Daughter, Doria Sand, I think the bastard, Eliasand the bastard, Shadow City Bastard are surprisingly bastards. Nymeria the bastard. Bastards.
You know all about the bastards, don't you, Richard?
I do. And Tyene, wow. Let's move on.
I'm not sure why that's in there, John.
Hotel's Axe.
Oh,
so
we see that,
when a character comes into play, you can attach Hotel's Axe to it for free. Really good with Flea Bottom. Something just popped in, you attach it in an axe, it's got +3 strength.
Yeah.
So, you know, you Flea Bottom in a Shadow City Bastard, it's 4 strength. You do a challenge, and then you sack it again to make a character no icon, then you get the axe back to hand. Great. Love it. Works with Ariane, works with Abara, works with anything jumping in. Brilliant. Cool. Like it.
We also have the 3 Imprisoned, so obviously removing the military icon as an attachment, which is really good as a permanent control fixture, but not so good against Night's Watch characters because there are no attachments, and dragons as well. And though, like the Targ decks especially, can be quite common with Sea of Blood, I think, at the moment.
Yeah.
Secret Pact, I'm surprised to see is only a one-of. I think I'd be tempted to swap that Hyene Sand and stick in an extra Secret Pact.
How many characters are in the deck?
36.
Quite a lot.
I think with the reoccurring Desert Raider as well, I think you could afford to do that because that Secret Pact was really annoying. Is it unique? Do you remember?
Don't know.
If it's non-unique, I think I'd swap it, but I can't remember. If it's unique, it's debatable.
Locations are fairly standard. Starfall, a Gaston, a Sunspear. And like I said, Martin didn't have the Gaston. He had a Dawn attachment. But yeah, plus economy. And then the events are 2 He Calls It Thinking and 3 Viper Eyes.
Is there anything else that you think you'd change after the game?
I'm not a Martell player. I wouldn't like to speculate.
To know.
Yeah, but
enough.
There's a lot of cards in there that damage Sea of Blood and control those. If you think Sea of Blood's going to be big,
yeah,
then you have a lot of control options to play against it, and this is one of them.
So I think, considering we did the Barra Summer one in the first video, and then this Martell Red Door deck, do you have a preference? I mean, I feel like I'd lean towards the Baratheon, if only because it was quicker.
This might be quick if you see other pieces. You could run it, you could run the Barra one out of like a Hyper Kneel deck and just kneel out their military icon.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's very good against Stark or Targaryen.
Yeah, I think like with the amount of stand at the moment, going Hyper Kneel isn't brilliant for Barra. I
don't know, the tools we used in the other Barra deck, you could still import and bring over in a Hyper Kneel deck. You know, like When I Woke, Privileged Position, and In the Name of Your King. However, most Hyper Kneel decks like events which kneel characters. And in this, you'd basically be relying on Melisandre. Yeah.
But the thing is, relying on one character against a Sea of Blood deck is a really bad idea.
Yeah, it is. And Vince is around and cancel the abundant.
So did you have a preference between the 2 decks and how they played?
Oh yeah, I mean Martell are fucking horrible to play. play with and play again. But you know, I did it for these guys. I did it for our Patreon, our viewers.
Oh,
I sold my soul.
You sold your soul for the viewers.
And now I'm going to go and get it back.
You're going to go and get it back by playing a bit of Stark.
Yes.
Stark Wolves.
Stark Wolves. Get the dogs out.
So, yeah, so if anyone has any ideas or decks that they would like us to show on camera that you think is good for Against Sea of Blood, or if you've got any other decks that you want us to have a little look at all, you know, just let us know.
Let us know and we'll ignore it if we want or take it under advisement.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll even play it.
Might even play on camera. There you go.
Crikey.
Can't get better than that, right?
Can we say goodbye now? Like we've been talking for 85 minutes.
So, yes, Richard, we can say goodbye now. So, thanks everyone for listening. I hope that this was informational for you and useful, and that you'll be able to take something away from it.
Only Alkalik is licking? Listening at this point.
Yeah, he's not licking at this point, hopefully.
I'm not. If you are, I'm worried.
That's just a bit weird. Hi, Elk. But if you'd like to support the channel, you can do so by going to patreon.com/The White Walkers. Thanks as always to all the Patreons. And yeah, we'll hopefully have a new informational deck talk with you in the future.
Yay.
Yay. So, thanks everyone.
Bye.
Bye.